Today we are going to be talking about something I have been getting really obsessively into again, and it's been a while actually, but now it's starting to come back again, and I am really in the zone with it. I am talking about collecting cards and playing card games, the biggest aspect of which right now is Magic the Gathering. So my friend has actually been, for a while, kind of slowly having me and my boyfriend play games with her, and she's, way more into Magic than I am, to be fair, but I really haven't been, into it since, I think, high school, funnily enough, to which my first deck I ever received was from a guy who liked me, and he built me a deck because he wanted to date me. I still have that deck. I do not have that man in my life anymore. The game itself was always really fun for me. It was easy enough to pick up, which I appreciate. I'm, not the greatest at, rules and things. But I feel like if you're playing card games with friends, usually the leniency is a little bit easier. And yeah, I think kind of once I got into the swing of things with Magic the Gathering, I've always had a really good time playing it. The only thing I would say that I don't like about it is having to read a lot. And that was probably the biggest turnoff for me in playing Magic the Gathering is so much reading, so many different rules that correspond with each other, which can make the game fun, but also make the game irritating at the same time. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Recently there's been a couple of decks that have come out. I think the Bloomburrow is the newest one. I'm pretty sure it's come out. Maybe it just recently came out, but I've been looking at some of the cards for that. And it is so cute and so precious, little animals and little mice doing little cute adventure things. And then I started kind of being well, I kind of want to get back into it a little bit more, and I ended up getting the, is it called Wild of Eldraine or something like that? I got one of those packs, for the black-blue, and that one is highly correspondent with a bunch of fairies. It has so many fairy cards in it, so I got really excited and inspired to start building a deck again. And I'm actually in the middle of building it now. I still have a couple more cards that I want to get. So I started building the deck to have a lot of fairy elements to it, a lot of milling, which essentially means you make the other opponent you're playing against get rid of a bunch of cards, and I've been having so much fun building it. It's truly just taken me back to the days whenever I was a kid. And honestly, I don't know if you guys were I was, but I miss back when Walmart and Target used to have an entire aisle right next to the registers dedicated for cards and card collecting. They used to have so many different ones, and I know Magic the Gathering and Pokemon are still the big main ones, so you'll still find those. I remember going down the aisles and looking through a bunch of cards and always just trying and wanting to collect more cards. I actually remember this memory just came to me. They had a Bratz card collecting thing at some point, I think. This may be a total figment of my imagination. Maybe it wasn't Bratz, but I'll leave some pictures up of the deck or the little booster packs that I'm talking about if I can find them. When I was I must have been probably, what would I have been 8 or something? I don't know. I ended up taking a pack of one of those cards from Walmart. I had stolen it, and I opened part of it. My parents ended up catching me, and they took me back to Walmart to return them, all half opened and everything. And that's such a funny memory because I remember I think it was the lady at the, returns desk just looking so sad for me, just oh, you got caught, damn. And I don't even think the cards were that much. It was one of the really thin ones that had maybe 10 cards in it. That was such a wild memory that came out of nowhere. I ended up taking them back, so I didn't take them home with me. But I just remember, like, as a child, there being so many different options for collecting cards back in the day. Like, I collected Belisara cards, you know, obviously Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon, Magic the Gathering. Those ones that were more I collected as I got older. But, like, there are Naruto cards that I've collected over the years. And it just leads me to think, like, I wonder, like, what the next, or if there will be any, like, major sort of card collecting that happens again, at least to the level it did when I was a kid. Because I feel like now it's being a little bit more replaced by, like, video games, I guess. And, like, it's not a bad thing. I think there's a lot of games that are super fun that are card, like, playing games or card collecting games as online stuff. For instance, like, Hearthstone's a really huge one. And then you have games that are that aren't necessarily like Hearthstone, but they still kind of have the card playing aspect to it, like Inscription. And yeah, like, I wonder if card collecting within itself is just gonna fully die out with the next generations out, or if there's gonna be, like, a resurge of it come back with something else. Like, can you imagine, I mean, maybe they already have it, I don't know, but can you imagine they come out with, like, a line of Fortnite cards or something like that? I don't know. It would be interesting to see if it ever becomes, like, a really big thing again. And, like, I wonder what would be, like, the new card collection sort of thing, or if that'll ever be a thing again, or if it's only going to be, like, online related. Something that I've started to relive a lot is the feeling of opening up a new deck or pack of cards. That's definitely something from my childhood, but, like, as I'm getting back into it again, I'm able to, like, I'm doing it again, like, I'm just opening packs and being like, ooh, what did I get? Even though, like, I don't really know. I've never been one that, like, knows the, what do you call it, like, how good the card is or whatever, but I've always been an art, like, the card art is my favorite thing. I feel like I've started to unlock that feeling again for Magic the Gathering. I hadn't experienced that in a long time, other than whenever I started collecting some of the amiibo cards from Animal Crossing. And although those were really fun for their own aspects, it doesn't always hit quite the same as the, like, Magic cards, personally, for me. And, like, yeah, I feel like as an adult now it's a lot more fun because I have a lot more space to be able to actually collect accessories for cards, like the sleeves, the boxes or cases for them, or even just to be able to get specific cards is really, really nice. Or the playing mats. I don't have one of those personally yet, but maybe I'll get one at some point. It's just been a really fun experience to kind of, like, be nostalgic about and then bringing it back to, like, I'm doing that thing now. For me, I don't ever think the, like, major card companies will go away personally, like Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. But if they ever do end up leaving for whatever reason, or they're just not popular anymore, I know me and my friends will keep the games alive, and we'll probably be playing them well into our 80s and 90s as little old people at, I guess, like, the retirement home or something with our little life counters and all of our cards set up. And yeah, it's definitely a part of my nostalgia that I want to keep alive today. So yeah, that was the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Much love. Bye. This year I decided to do a little Bulbasaur, which is, like, one of my favorite Pokemon ever. I have, I think, 2 stuffed animals of him now at this point. And I just thought it would be cute to paint him on a pumpkin. So it ended up being super, super cute.